My name is Karen Lovejoy. Welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you are tried and true and you just click on every video. I love you. Thank you. Today, I'm going to be attempting to do something kind of unhinged. It'll require turning my phone off. But before I turn my phone off, we need to figure out how much time I'm actually going to be reading today. I'm not proud of my screen time. My goal for this year is to spend as little time on my phone as possible. I feel like we're really just gunning for all of our goals this year, right? Like we're trying to be better. And so I'm going to share my screen time. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out and don't judge, okay? I don't do anything else with my life. And honestly, social media is my job. And so my screen time will be high. It will be high and I'm done apologizing for it. My daily average screen time this week is 10 hours and 16 minutes. The week before that, 11 hours and 5 minutes. The week before that, 10 hours and 7 minutes. I think we're seeing a pattern. Around 10 hours is my daily average screen time. How do I have that much time in a day to be using my phone? I don't know. But today we're going to be swapping it with reading. We're going to be reading for as much time as we are on our phone. And this is going to be fun. I'm excited. The time is 10:17. I'm going to start with my Bible because I haven't read my Bible this morning. I was saving it for the video. I'm going to read my Bible for maybe 30 minutes and then I'm going to switch over to Rejection by Tony Tulathimu. Since I'm halfway through, I might finish today before the 10 hours is up. Once I'm done with this, I have 2 books that I'm going to get into if there's time left. I'm being very ambitious. We have When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. She is a Brooklyn-based author. I haven't read this. I got it a while ago, so I'll start with this. And I don't think I'm going to finish this today. But if I do, miraculously, I have Things Fall Apart to back me up. It's 10:20. Gonna read the Bible till 10:50. Move on. The timer starts now. And by the way, if this looks different, I'm back home in Massachusetts in my sister's room. I read a little bit more than I said I was going to. It's 11 a.m. I read for 40 minutes. Here are the stats. So I read Malachi, which is just 4 chapters, a page and a half. And that's the last book of the Old Testament. And so I moved on to the New Testament. I started with Matthew and I read 10 chapters in Matthew. So I would be lying if I said I didn't get sleepy. We're gonna move on to Rejection by Tony Tulathimu. This is a series of like short little stories, but all the characters kind of like interconnect, and it's all about rejection and love and romance in the modern society, and how like mainly focuses on characters who feel rejected when it comes to love in like different kinds of spaces. Very different from the Bible. Honestly, like complete opposite ends of the spectrum. But I am on page 115 and there are 258 pages. So 258 minus 115. 143. So 143 pages. The time is now 11:02. I'll check back in with you in 2 hours to see how far I've gotten.
Let's say I hope I'm finding happiness, right? Well, for me, if I can realize certain things in my work, I come the closest to being happy.
Update 12:30. We are 2 hours and 30 minutes into reading for 10 hours. I'm on page 162. Not that much, but I'm getting really sleepy, so I'm taking a break. And my sister's here. time is 2:15 and we're reading up until 8 p.m. Remember this. I'm done. 3 more chapters left. I don't recommend this book to anybody. I'm only reading this because I have to finish it. It's intriguing enough for me to finish it, but I don't know that I would in good faith tell anyone to read this. It's interesting though, and you can see that a lot of these characters, the way that they're described and the things that they go through, kind of remind you of someone you know. There's always someone you know that's exactly like this. And sometimes some of the characteristics are pointing to ourselves, oh, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I think negatively of myself. Sometimes I make things all about me. Just little traits, but the main thing is oh, I know exactly someone like this. So it's causing a lot of reflection about self, and then also about the people around. But it's so jarring, and specifically the third chapter is so heinous, so heinous that I skipped a couple pages because I was there's no reason that I'm subjecting myself to this. But the writing style is interesting, and it definitely was one of the most popular books of 2025. And so sometimes I want to read these things because I want to see what the hype is about. It also won the National Book Award long list, but I'm starting to realize that all these books that are on these lists, Booker Prize, the long list, are just so full of despair and evil and darkness. Really, going from reading the Bible to this was a shock for my nervous system, that's for sure. But we are going to continue because we are replacing our screen time with reading. I don't know why I have a headache. If I haven't been on my phone all day, I've tried not to be on my phone. I've answered a couple texts, work-related texts, and I've mainly only texted my manager today. I'm if I'm not on my phone, why is my head hurt? If no screen, then why migraine? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe I need a change of scenery. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna go downstairs in a bit because I have been here for a while. But we're gonna keep going until we can't go any further. Page 171, main character.
Well, it only happens, I think, in moments. Sometimes when I'm working and,
Changing scenery. I'm also gonna take these Lemmy Focus because my sister has them. I've never tried them, and she said that she's been using them to focus lately. So these are concentration gummies. I'm already losing concentration cells. I've been having my hourly urge to check on Nicolandria, but I'm not going to. I have to remind myself that they will be okay with or without me.
and I'll be able to fulfill a scene truthfully, and then I think I'm the happiest.
All right. Last chapter. It's currently 5:41, which means I've been committed to reading instead of using my phone for almost 8 hours now. So we have 2 more hours to go. I have one last chapter, and I'm on page 244. And there's 258 pages, so about 14 pages left. It's not going to take me 2 hours to read 14 pages, so I'm sure I'm going to be done by 6:30 and then move on to reading something else. But this book is a whirlwind, if I do say so myself. Only the deranged can read this, and only the deranged can write this, the chronically online like myself. This book is honestly a case of being chronically online to the point where you need to be rescued. And honestly, sometimes I'm at that point myself. When I see my screen time is at 10-11 hours, I'm okay, this is some chronic illness that needs to be cured. But I don't go it as far as these characters take it. And I know I'm talking about this book in a way that might pique your interest. I'm telling you to stay away from it. This is a cautionary tale. Stay away from this book. I'm on the last chapter. Actually, I think there's 2 chapters left, but they're very, very short. So I cannot wait to be done. This is nonsensical. It's funny, I guess. It is funny. And it's like very hyper aware. Like it breaks the fourth wall a little bit at some points. It makes you look at like the internet as a whole. The review here says, a master comedian with a virtuoso prose style has produced an audacious, original, and highly disturbing book. Highly disturbing. It's very disturbing. Lots of breaking the fourth wall. Last chapter, it's called Rejection, and it seems to be like an email of someone rejecting the book Rejection, which I think is clever. All in all, there's a lot of like cleverness. Like he's very witty and is like very satirical. This last chapter I read was called 16 Metaphors. All right, all done. I don't know why I did this, but I started like updating my phone. So I'm gonna need to tell the time a different way, but I'm sure it's around 6:30-ish. What time is it? Oh, it's only 6:03. Look at me. Which means I have 2 more hours. The book that I just read, Thoughts.
Oh, you finished?
Yeah, I'm done
You
with
finished
it.
the whole book?
Yeah.
Holy cow. All right, yeah, tell me. I want to hear.
The book actually ends with a rejection letter from publishers, like a made up like rejection letter from publishers, which I thought was very interesting. I've never like seen a book do that.
Very creative.
Very creative. I thought the whole book was very creative. I did think it was disturbing though, and like you should save your brain cells. Don't put them through what I just put mine through. This day has changed the way that I view time. I think that I'm realizing that I have an abundance of time and I can fill it with whatever. The fact that I spent practically the whole day reading means that I can fill a whole day with things. One, time goes by really fast, but there's also so much of it. Like there's an illusion that there's not enough time, but there's a lot of time. And like being forced to fill that time with book instead of a phone. One, I felt the urge that like I was missing some piece of information. Like I'm constantly like missing something. I need to check my phone because something's going on that I'm missing. But I know I'm gonna get on my phone and it's gonna be the same thing, you know? It's gonna be the same thing. So I'm not missing much. And then also I can like choose what to fill every second with. And like when you're reading and checking the time and seeing the time pass as you read, you're like, wow, like minutes are long and hours are long. And like a lot more could be done instead of being on the phone. Daisy, say hi to my vlog. Daisy is a domestic short-haired... No! Domestic short-haired cat. We adopted her 2 years ago. She's almost 2. She just pooped on the carpet today, so we're not particularly fond of her at the moment. But she's cute, so we're always fond of her, actually. I need another book to read to fill up the remaining 2 hours.
Wait, you're still going to read for 2 more hours?
Yeah, I'm reading till 8. It has to be 10 hours of reading. If I started at 10. Wait,
Read the Bible.
if I started at 10,
10 hours of reading is 8.
is 8 p.m. I did read the Bible in the morning. I can't read the Bible for 2 hours.
You just read some really weird, unwholesome book for 8 hours. You can read the Bible for 2. No, read the Bible right now to cleanse your soul.
Help! I got a time check from Lucas. What time is it?
7:33.
7:33 p.m. So that means I have 27 more minutes of reading to do. I think my brain is fried from all the words I've been consuming. But it's okay. These are good, life-giving words. I didn't realize how long Matthew was.
It's long, right?
Yeah. I've been getting really sleepy, though, also as I lay here. So that's something I've been having to fight, is how cozy this couch is. The time is 8:02 and I have successfully completed this reading challenge. You know, I almost gave up before we actually even began. Right before I started filming, I asked Lucas, like, should I film something else today? Because this seems like a difficult feat. So I ended up reading the Bible for the last 2 hours. That, honestly, I think was good. I don't think that I could have handled any other lit fic or fiction. It just felt like too much to dive into it right away because rejection was so heavy, like emotionally and psychologically. But I can't believe we did this. Okay, we're gonna see what my screen time average is looking like after a whole day of not being on my phone as much. You know, I had to go on it like 1 or 2 times. I'm a little bit annoyed because it says that my daily average for today is 9 hours, but I know that's wrong. So it's clocking TikTok at 6 hours, with the bulk of the 6 hours being from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. Literally, I was sleeping at that time. So what I think happened is that I slept with my phone on TikTok up until like 6 a.m. Yeah, and then I woke up and then I turned it off. So let's take away 5 hours from TikTok, starting at 6 a.m. If you minus the 5 hours and 17 minutes that it says I was on TikTok while I was asleep, don't go to bed watching TikTok. This is what happens. That means that my daily average for today was actually 4 hours and 22 minutes, which is much less than the 10-hour daily average that I normally clock. So screen time, 4 hours and 4 minutes, if I do the math correctly. That's like the kind of screen time that I want to be accumulating for this year. My goal is around 5 hours, to cut my screen time in half, because last year I was chronically online. I think this challenge taught me that I can fill my time with something else outside of social media, and that I actually don't need to be on my phone to accomplish much, you know? I can record, I can make a whole video like this without going on my phone, and I can fill my time with something else. A great experimental day. My head is still hurting, you guys. It's been hurting ever since I started. I think my body is addicted. It's having withdrawals from not being on my phone 10 hours a day. It's like needing more. So I'm gonna do some scrolling to satisfy this craving before I go to bed. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that it inspired you to fill your screen time with something else. It was nice to be away from the world, and it actually brought my anxiety down. I feel like I wasn't as anxious throughout the day because I wasn't seeing stuff the whole time. A good experiment. The only thing I would say is to pick a good book if you're gonna do this kind of thing. I would have picked a different book if I knew that I was gonna be sitting down with it for 6 hours. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. I love you, and I will see you in another video.